when SKT finally recombined in Spring to a true carry. No one would deny that Bang is a top 2, top 3 AD carry, top 1 in many people's books, and Twitch was definitely his side of the coin when it came to Twitch and Pugmore. He's no jinx, he's going on the playground. We've seen this in finals before. A year ago, we saw Prey and Bang taking the Twitch to the Rift, and Twitch is back.
Yes, it is, and it seems like Karma might just be the pick here for the mid lane.
Waiting for 20 seconds.
And there we go, out of time to swap. So yes, it will be Wolf on the Lulu yet again.
And Doinby wore it better, we found out, as it's been a big pick over in China in particular, the mid lane Karma. Items like Athene's Unholy Grail build very comfortably there, but we know what this comp does. You dump gold into utility items and you have Twitch take over the game, and there's certainly people on the side of KT that can squish a rat. You look at LeBlanc, you look at the Malzahar, there's a lot of engage, but you have to think Mikhail's, QSS, a lot of things will come through, and then we're going to see Bang hard carrying game 2. So I'm super surprised to see this adaptation from SKT, but it's a welcome return to a comp that carried them to so much success years ago.
All right, well, Huni going for this Camille yet again, but into Smeb's Fiora. A formidable opponent on any champion, but this Fiora for him is stuff of legends.
Mid lane also an interesting one when we get to it, with the LeBlanc and potential for warping a game. In the jungle, we do see Score piling the Graves that may have indeed been the final ban. It would have probably been Camille or Graves as the final ban for SKT. They elected or missed their option to ban. There was no ban there. The result is quite a lot of power on the side of both teams. But SKT are looking to sustain through the LeBlanc with the shields and open up this man on the right of your screen. Bang, one of the best in the world, to pop off on the Twitch.
We've seen him hover from time to time, showing his appreciation for his newfound Twitch audience.
There's no HP on the side of KT. There's going to be no Warden's Mail. There's going to be no armor, no tanks. We can see Twitch pop off.
Getting some wards down on the ground could be difficult for them. Let's go ahead, jump into game number 2. See if SKT can take this to match point.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Fans out in full force on both sides of the Rift. Sold out for so long in this grand final before the teams were even confirmed.
Yeah, sold out in the opening days of the tickets being available. Like you say, Achilles, Samsung fans, maybe they resold or maybe they're here, appreciating some great League of Legends, because this is what the world was looking for the moment the lineups were locked in. They wanted 7 games, 7 series between SKT and KT through the course of 2017, and they still are on course for them. 3 in the spring season, 3 in the summer season, and Worlds are the spots where we could see these Goliaths of League of Legends meet, and we've got the first 3 confirmed.
Yep. Start things off. We'll see how KT are going to play this early game. Get rid of that shield there on the bottom. Mitigates a bit of damage with his E. Bang trying to find himself in the lane, but he'll be on the bottom side of these exchanges, at least to start things off. The exhaust already coming out onto Def. Getting traded pretty heavily on by Wolf, but we can go ahead and turn right back in onto the Poppy.
And this actually is reminiscent of Ruler and Core JJ being forced out of lane multiple times in the Samsung series. Deft had Doran's Blade, so he had much less margin for error on the trades. I think the SKT was surprised that he stuck the landing and continued to harass Bang the long way, because he doesn't have the backup of 3 potions to get through lane. But they have a big health advantage. Still is a potion here, Bang.
Yeah, still a lot of work to be done by Wolf. Has to be on point with the shields. Just mitigate the damage coming through and onto that Twitch. Meanwhile, there's going to be another exhaust coming in. He pops the heal, keeps himself alive. Minimizes the losses, so will be a summoner spell advantage still here for KT Rolster.
You'll notice that Peanut started from the red side jungle. The significance here, other than Raptors, maybe you'll have to hold on to that for a lot of trading.
Heal coming out from Depth now as they keep going back and forth. Bang going low. play ticking away onto Mana. We'll work him a little bit further down, but now Peanut starting.
And that's what I meant. When you start topside, you have the natural pathing into bot. He's rushing, he's not going for a scuttle crab. He wants a quick first blood.
Going straight in through that tri-brush. Has not been spotted yet. Flash forward, Wolf gets the slow. Can they follow up the Sonic Wave? Flashes it, locks him down with the Tempest and comes up with first blood. SKT put it on the board in 3 minutes.
And I couldn't mention it because of the trading, but when you start topside, you have the natural path into bot lane. Didn't take the blue, just went for the easier Wolf camp, hit level 3, and had only one place in mind. And it's academic when you see so many summoner spells down already, not even a pesky exhaust to force his way through. And we didn't see that sort of pathing from Score. KT were not in a position to react on the bot side of the map, even though we said what was the core tenet of KT beating Samsung. It was the bot lane first bricks and the bot lane focus. Clear love where? Because Score wasn't in position.
Some exchange here on a Faker. Score shows his face in mid. But overall, they won't be able to get the lockdown, won't be able to translate that anywhere near a kill. And the battle of the tethers coming out.
Well, it's me, the battle of the shields versus the damage. More so between the Karma and the LeBlanc, going to be basically defensive laning from Faker. He gets to build a Chalice of Harmony.
Yeah.
And he can go into Athenes from that. That is still
an item that we've not seen much of.
But it's pretty nice against LeBlanc to get magic resist and also mana regen in a single item. Now gives health and mana regen depending on numbers.
Sitting in the brush, Sonic Wave comes through, Score tries to dash away with the trick draw, but they go in, chasing in deeper onto this Graves. One more hit would do it if he can line up the Sonic Wave. Chases in, he goes over the wall. Launcher Q not going to connect, falls short, but now Pawn, he chases in a bit too far and has to use that W to get himself out to safety. Stays alive, Score, flash down now on the Graves.
Def gets a bit of positioning in bot, but no more than that. Far advantage SKT. They seem to have read the book that KT was trying to write specifically around bot lane. You cannot afford to play as far up the lane, use summoners aggressively if you don't have your jungler pathing. There is, of course, the next level of playing like your jungler's there. But when the wraparound comes from the Lee Sin, he's either there or he's not. Score was not in the bot lane, and Deft was the punch.
Slow him down a bit. Changes coming into the mid lane. Faker gets the tether onto Pawn. Works him low. Still has those biscuits coming through with the Dark Seal. Helps him sustain himself a bit faster. Going low on mana. Gonna need those first buys to come out here for Faker. Meanwhile, Bang showing back up in the bottom lane. Comes in onto Depth. The exhaust comes down yet again. Bang's not really in range, but instead just tries to exchange back in onto mana. He's out of mana, but the Voidlings doing quite a bit of damage here onto the Twitch. So go ahead, kite back in underneath the turret. Pick up that extra little bit of gold from those Voidlings as best as you can.
There's a teleport coming in, but just to the mid lane. Remember, it's double teleport on both sides. Yeah. So Karma's job is to run after the LeBlanc and basically wave clear in her face. Won't have kill pressure on her in the later parts of the game, but it's hoping the LeBlanc won't have kill pressure on her either when you hit another eyes. And there it is, Chalice of Harmony, bringing back season 6, you'd have to say season 5 almost, when we saw Athene's Unholy Grail rushed basically every game by every mid laner. Orianna sat there weeping when the change came through.
Now, for the most part, we have that Morellonomicon coming in.
Simpongo, a couple of different ways with build. In the last time we saw him, he didn't finish the Gunblade first. He actually went for Morellonomicon, I believe, after the Revolver, just for trading. Has gone Gunblade first in the past, so keep tabs, might be a gold thing. What I can say about the bot lane is that the thing about Twitch is that he lanes much more comfortably when he has Bilgewater and when he's able to push in, because he does have true AoE now with the nature of W applying stacks of his passive. And if he goes back, he'll have lifesteal on the return as Score Peanut me.
He's got the 2v2 up here in the top lane. It's going to be the hook shot and they lock him down. Ultimatum comes out from Hootie as well as they finish off the Graves. Resonating Strike takes him out from Smith. One hit from finding a kill of his own. Will be able to finish off that Camille, and mid lane getting locked down here by Pawn. Flashes away. One more hit would do it from Pawn. Unable, does not have the cooldowns, can't go in to finalize the kill.
That's why Faker waited to see if he needs to flash away from multiple auto attacks. We could see on our screen, thankfully OGN had toggled over to the LeBlanc, no cooldowns available. Was not going to pick up the kill with a flash. Trust damage through that Chalice. We did a lot of brawling this game at the start. We see the replay. Score, I mean, and Hootie decides they're going in, and that has certainly been a problem in previous matches where we've seen them misjudge. But this is the battle we saw off screen. Full rotation from Pawn. Faker misses all his spells, but Chalice of Harmony means that Faker will not go down. He would have died if there was no magic resist purchased on his first battle.
Keeps himself safe in that mid lane, starting to sit behind very slightly as far as the CS is considered. But otherwise, it's pretty even across the board. Peanut falling behind, a bit behind score, but does have those 2 kills.
Spotted here is Bang, going for the traditional mid-roam. Def knows all about these.
Walking his way in, but Pawn playing so far back, not in range of Faker, getting that move down onto him.
Here's the mini power spike with Bilgewater. It's not quite played the Ruin King when it comes to the active, but
good start. Faker just getting ripped apart.
as an AD carry, you can only exit lane for so long, so he has to return, and thus isn't positioned for Faker, who certainly going to get value out of the refillable potion, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, he's only got 2 charges, though.
I wonder if he'll max E first, like we often see for support Karma.
There's a lot of refillable potions deep in the game at the moment.
That was the first purchase from Bang because of the early recall, but it's coming back to Karma. It's usually Q3 points E max as support. Can you afford to go
Full Q?
Full Q. I mean, do you need to go full Q because it's such a different dynamic? You're not trying to help pushing, you're trying to actually force LeBlanc out of lane because LeBlanc does not want to build any magic, he wants to go full offense. So taking a mantra level 5 Q to the face will stop their own potential from the LeBlanc.
It's quite a bit. More exchanging going on down here in the bottom lane, but things have stabilized for the most part. You can see Def keeping up in CS, has that Vamp Scepter, so he can at least regain a lot of that HP that he's losing in exchanges.
Despite having double control ward, Bang gets to push as Twitch and then just back away, and that's exactly the lane spot you want for a Twitch, to be able to just AoE down waves, let the poison stay, and have the option to push in. Under turret, struggles a lot more. Pushing up, and pushing up is pretty comfortable for now for Bang.
Can expect a very similar build path here from Bang. Play to the Ruin King to start things off, and more than likely going to be that QSS coming in afterward. Makes himself safe from that Nethergrass, from that Ash Arrow. Really losing out on those exchanges in the top lane. Smeb finding all of the weak spots.
But let's remember that it is a Fiora, and it is a DPS matchup, and we spent a whole season talking about the ramifications of that. May not have the chance to here as that's coming up with Ash Arrow.
Vaughn dashing in, gets a lockdown on the Faker, only down to half HP, and that's going to be the Ash Arrow coming through. Mana gets the silence, and Faker will fall. Def picks up the kill, making it a 2 for 2, and barely sliding KT into that gold lead.
The bot lanes make 1 roam each. The one from Bang does not work. The one from Deft is much more straightforward when the chain registers. Actually get to pick up the kill. Only the investment of the double summoners from Mata to speak about. Nice stuff there from KT. Want to find a way to open the map to actually get the first rotation on the double teleport and play the side lane. As Deft's going to just walk up to Bang.
Yeah, finds him. Ash Arrow knows that it's down, but now Mata coming in from the sidelines. Nethergrass gets thrown out, but it's interrupted here. Tries to kite back the arrival of Faker. A little bit too late to get the tag in onto the kill. Won't be able to find that for himself. He goes low wild. Keeps it going. Now KT have to exit. Score dashing backward. The flash forward from Bang. Out for blood. Leggy is ticking away, but likely won't be able to find the kill. But now Peanut on the backside. Will he be able to come up with something?
Huni actually interrupted the teleport from the Fiora. Looked like a great spot for the Grand Challenge. No teleport now, though, and it might actually be first break against the tide. So off the map, big turnaround by Huni. Actually stopped the turn from KT. Now, for once, KT have to watch as their first turret is eliminated.
All right, we'll have to get a replay of that play there by Huni up at the top lane, but heroic for sure.
Especially because he was losing trades. It could have just been a one-way mission where he gave over his life and potentially the outer turret. But got in, got out, didn't even have to flash then, flashed after that one, so I imagine because of the Grand Challenge coming through. But the Fiora cleanup never came. That was really big because it looked like they were being sucked in for a Tiamat Fiora to get a couple of kills.
KT, they get a taste of a lead for just a brief moment, but SKT with that first break see themselves in such a massive victory now.
But a lot is happening in the top lane. So the teleport comes through, we already knew that it was the Karma. Watch Smeb dive into a brush and doesn't know that it's warded. Hextech Ultimatum, of course, means nobody's coming in. Really big story there, because with the health bars where they're at, full health Graves ends up just giving up his health bar for free because he does not have the Fiora to be in the front line as well.
Peanut unable to find his way into that backside of the fight to get those execution kills. So, deaths avoided there for KT. Good zoning by Pawn, but still suffering heavy losses throughout the duration of that fight. Dragon now being started up here by SK Telecom. Mountain Drake kicking things off on the board. 13 minutes. Let's see what the follow-up's going to be. It's going to be an Infernal Drake. There we go. Triple Ocean in game 1, and now things are going to get a bit spicy here in game 2. Mooney, a bit of a bad spot, gets locked down here by the LeBlanc, misses that tactical sweep. It's a shield coming through off the passive, going low. The shield is there from Wolf. Great roam up by he and Faker. They'll keep that Camille alive.
Pawn was spacing out his damage because, of course, wanted to get all the passive procs in and the revolver. As in the mid lane.
Oh, yeah, Mooney going in deep.
What's the flash from Def? He's got no flash now.
That's going to be the Ash Arrow coming in. Sonic Wave connects. They kick him back in, and Def is dead to rights. Gets picked up by Hooney. The 4th kill is thrown on the board for SK Telecom. They look for Mata. Unable to find it, but they'll be happy with finishing off the Ash Arrow. They go back in. Actually, the Tether locks him down. The Monster Q has the Nethergrass trying to kill Peanut with the Wild Growth. Keeps him alive, and the shields come out from both the Karma and the Lulu. That has to be annoying. Hit your KT. They pick up a 2nd kill.
And it's just a preview of the late game. Those shields will not be used on Lee Sin in the late game. They're all for Bang, but already they are massive. See Bang in the mid lane. Every time KT has tried to pick, the utility and counter roams from SKT have been there. KT attracted, now they want Pawn.
Pawn dashing away, gets chunked out, almost a half HP off the bat. The Blade of the Rune King really doing work here for Bang.
And you might wonder, okay, is SKT just got sick wards and they're nowhere to be? Is it a Sixth Sense? They've got Lulu Karma. They're always going to be in position to counter roam. There's at least one person is moving at Mach 10 on the side of KT at every
coming in, doesn't get the red buff, throws on the ultimatum, stopping the score from going over the wall. The rest of the team piles in, they take him out. Another kill, over to Peanut, 3-0-2 on the Lee Sin. He's looking for that 11th win.
And where does this all start? It starts in KT not getting first brick in the bot lane. That will always unlock a support to roam, and your eyes are instantly drawn to Mata. Did it in the semi-final on the Malzahar multiple times. Was there to help Graves get the picks and score, get the picks in the semi-final. But actually, your eyes need to be on the Lulu, because now Lulu's been unlocked to allow the counter rotations, to have the extra shields and the wild growth. And those close damage considerations are not close when 400 extra shielding at 15 minutes is being added onto the members of SKT.
They are starting to stomp out KT, and every turn 1,600 gold here for SK Telecom. The Mountain Drake there on reserve for them. And if they maintain this pace, very likely an Infernal to follow. Really put the nail in the coffin here against KT. Rolster Hooney. Bottom lane coming through from the LeBlanc.
One already understands that there's no latitude for messing around. Itemization will be Gunblade after Merc treads admittedly, but Gunblade Rush for just that extra bit of burst, because you need every extra bit when you're against the Karma and Lulu duo.
Yeah.
The Bang's already going to be so far in the back line that the Blanc not snowballing, the Fiora not snowballing, although Fiora is doing relatively well, means those shields are so much more likely to keep him at half health, and then he just keeps spraying and praying. And KT doesn't have a comp that can answer that ability. So the fact that they're winning these early dives, these early trades, makes everything oh so much more sweet for SKT.
Here's some defensive itemization coming in from Bang. There's going to be that Ninja Tabi coming through.
What about the Aegis,
magic?
man? Throw in the Aegis there.
He's building up for it.
He needs an extra shield. He doesn't have a shield, Achilles. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be most likely the Ninja Tabi and the QSS on the side of Bang. Probably going to be actually the Ardent Sensor next for Faker, going full utility build in the mid lane. Yeah. There's some argument for something like the Luden's Echo to just have bigger Q harass, but Faker already knows there's not a lot of damage to push through, a lot of health to push through, so keeping either the LeBlanc or more likely to Twitch alive is the first call.
Oh,
that's a
oh boy. All right, so mid distortion here for Pawn.
Come on, Peanut, not your mouse again.
Not another mouse issue.
It's always Peanut.
It really is always Peanut.
We don't know it's a mouse issue yet, but
trying to get confirmation of that one quickly here, figure out exactly what's going on.
This is so rough on Pawn in particular.
This is a very awkward timing.
He's mid-spell rotation.
Yeah, coming in off that distortion, trying to jump in onto Peanut. Now, who is also trying to exit out of the Raptor pit.
We talked about picks coming through from the LPL.
It's a headset issue.
It's a headset issue. That's good to hear. As I was going to talk about in the LPL, there was, of course, a remake because of a mouse issue, leading to Road of Aime dying in a turret dive because he wasn't able to move. Headset issue is a bit more optimistic. The timing is not fortuitous at all for action being interrupted. Very unfortunate there.
It's moments like these that can really just chip away at your mentality. Stuck in the middle of what is about to be a team fight here.
I imagine the headset needs to be fixed up. I'm not sure of any other issues there, but we'll just take a moment to step back. Get the lay of the land.
Get that expedited shipping from Team Razor out here. Get replaced.
Angling for the SKT, for the Team Razor retweet, are we, Achilles? I think enough people are watching. They're definitely watching.
They're always lurking.
Such as the Razor way.
Well, we have the countdown coming
boys.
through, so seems like we might have everything taken care of. It looks like we do. So Pawn dashes in, take away the big raptor. That's just about going to be it there. So no one going down, no real blows coming through on either side.
The lay of the land is SKT with the advantage. Being able to get the kills on the utility means the utility's there. Earlier, Lang has been able to hit his timing as well as AT fishing for the picks that made game one so interesting.
Astro is ready to go. Pawn dashes in, sizzle down on the peanut, cuts him out to half HP.
But can they kill with an Ash Arrow, you know? Like you think about the Malzahar flashing in. Even then, the shields are there. The shields are real. And Karma is only about stymieing LeBlanc. Teleport Karma doesn't hold much threat, but certainly it slows down the pace of KT Rolster.
Seeing that he is unsafe with his dashes away with a hook shot, will lose out on that turret. So that's 2 over to KT Rolster, still down in gold by 1.2 thousand. KT, they're going to look to even the score here. Straight back to the tower of their own. So go ahead and keep moving up that top lane.
LeBlanc's moves being dictated to me, is a lot more important than what we saw on the other side of the Rift. Gunblade finished for the LeBlanc, but Gunblade does a lot of interesting things. We haven't actually seen that itemization that much in Korea to talk about it, but
I haven't seen LeBlanc that much.
it's true.
Oh, flash forward, it's going to be the grab down onto Bang. He's coming out, Ash Arrow layered in. He's still alive in the wild, but keeps him up through everything. Wolf going forward, gets the polymorph in on the mana, and he's going to fall with just one more shot. Meanwhile, Bang might just go down, but the heal is there. He's kiting back. Smeb getting locked down. Meanwhile, the other side of the fight, Pawn finds the kill in onto Huni, but Smeb dies in the end, and Bang, the target that they were all looking for, does not fall. It's a 2-for-1 in SKT's favor.
They thought it was finally their moment. They couldn't see a Lulu. They couldn't see a Karma. They knew where Karma was.
Looking for depth, the Sonic Wave not going to connect, but now everybody from SKT sitting right here in front of an Infernal Dragon that's about to spawn. Perfect timing from them. They'll go ahead and they start this one up, but there's really nothing KT can do to try to contest this.
And in some ways, it's the least bloodthirsty Infernal Drake we'll see in a while, because honestly, it's the extra shields and health that it will provide that are so much more relevant than 8% more damage onto specifically Bang. That looked like the moment, but actually there was a Lulu around the corner.
They invest
Lulu's walking
everything.
down, anticipating this could happen. They think they have enough damage, but Wolf doesn't even have to flash. Gets the ult in, the Karma teleport comes in as well. Mata died off screen, we'll finally see the confirmation there. And Huni, maybe it wasn't worth trading the 1 in a 1v4 scenario, but he bought time, where on the other side, it felt like Bang was gaining health as the Fiora was diving on him, and that feeling's only gonna get more and more real.
Yeah. Say the 2-for-1, probably worth it if you don't use the flash. But Huni just getting a little antsy and overzealous there. Pick up that.
It was a zoning.
Yeah. You know, if I flash here, they'll kill me and they stay away from the rest of my team. Even though they're nowhere near my team.
It was definitely a mistake. It was definitely a bloodthirsty move from Huni, but the way the rest of the game has gone.
And we've seen that, you know, really cost SKT in the past. But right now, the bloodthirstiness coming out of Peanut and Huni around the top lane earlier on, you know, during the laning phase, working out for them.
But you think back and you're like, okay, well, why not Prophet? You know, Prophet looks so good and had a long winning streak and he's very reliable. The thing is that you could attribute a lot of what Prophet has looked good on to Cuvée, who was also a tank role player for the large one. Admittedly, there is the rumble for the side of Prophet, but that can be bad. You need someone who plays carries when you're going against Smeb, because if they force you in a mismatch and you're on a tank and all you play is tanks, Smeb's got carries for days and will beat you. So they need Huni's mindset to actually be able to match Smeb, because Cuvée can never match Smeb on carries. Yeah. Huni can. That's what he made his name on.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We already saw that mismatch happen versus Samsung. Part of why KT was able to just very handedly take them out.
Huni is a trump card in this series. Even if he makes mistakes, his skill, his mechanical skill and ability to play carries is needed with the way the meta is developing. Specifically, the KT meta plays out.
I mean, honestly, Huni might even have it written into his contract that he has to play against Smeb to try to get revenge.
No, I talked to Huni. He just has one Lucian top game a season in there, so.
All right.
Game 3.
Well, here we go. Here's hoping game 3 we get the Hecarim Riven rematch.
Oh boy.
That'd be a great one.
Something about having manners picks when you're 2-0 up that makes that a little bit tough to swallow, I guess, but we take what we can get as Faker just groups in the small golems to the CS is going to acquire.
All set, coming in, they're looking for Smep. Look at that ultimatum coming through, locked in, tries to trigger one back on the bank. It's a lot of damage in, but it's not going to be enough. He gets taken out, but meanwhile, back towards that mid lane, right by the Raptor camp, Wolf, he gets picked off. Ash Arrow looks like he came through. The damage there from Pawn, they pick up a kill.
Well, the 1-for-1 goes the way of SKT in terms of impact. Wolf can actually even use the redemption while he's dead to have extra impact, but not going to be a big factor. That's out of mana, so won't be focusing on much. Trading of picks, things stay even. But playing the map as Smep was able to in game one, where his team forced moments and he could just split push without vision because they had vision of the other team, is not possible here. And SKT reacts so fast. Consider how fast and how much terrain Lee Sin and on your screen now the Camille can make when they have double speed ups as well. You're not getting away from the Hextech ultimatum. It could be a true melee range ability. It could be basically a Rammus taunt. It's going to hit the right member because they have insane mobility on the side of SKT.
See him proxy that wave, just trying to get things moving into that inner turn and pond. Creating some nice pressure there across the map. We're now 23 minutes in. We saw KT start the Baron in game one around 20 minutes right after it had spawned. Neither team in a position to do so this time around.
In the build-up to this event, people talked about back to I don't think Bank's going to kill here.
So about that.
This game did resemble, on some ways, the ultimate shield versus sword matchup, where SKT known for defensive and KT known for offensive. Apologies to Najik Shield in this discussion, but this is the game to exemplify that. It's a shield comp from SKT against, once again, 5 carry champions on the side of KT, and we'll get the true answer. 5 people building damage versus, you know, 2 true threats on the side of SKT, and just every shield imaginable.
Thanks, the Celtics from Alwood tosses out here, in on the depth. Arrow plays the Hurricane, and the arrow is available. Bang getting jumped on. Shields come through to keep him alive, and Peanut gets the kick in on the pawn. He has a tether down, but it doesn't matter. They chase him, and they take him out. Bang picking up the kill for himself. Now 10-4 on the board for SKT. Not at all what KT wanted from that exchange.
And so decisive is Peanut on the Lee Sin, knows all the limits. Now with one member down, they can tank up turrets. Better to tank up with shields than have the minions die, because they have a better chance of pushing. And they got the shields, Achilles, and they got mid-turret.
Shields for days, they go ahead, they take it out. Bang still so healthy, now 2-0-2 on this Twitch, becoming an absolute powerhouse for this mid-game. 25 minutes about to be on the clock. SKT, a couple more picks like that, that could be a Baron very swiftly going down.
Now Bang takes a big risk, walking up like he did. And Peanut is just so smooth. They had vision over, but in an instant, Peanut, kick flash, beautifully pulled off, had a couple of great ones like this in game one as well. Peanut did not play Lee Sin until right around Worlds, where he used all the off time between the winning the final and Worlds to build up Lee Sin, and since then has been just unconscionably good on the pick. Like you say, 10-0, double digits over the course of spring season. Multiple teams banded against him. Score's had a pretty good Lee Sin himself this year as well. But you have to sacrifice something for something. They went all in at trying to pick up power on the side of KT. And there's always power picks left for SKT as well.
Started off not looking too great there for Score, but so far, haven't seen the Lee Sin even considered by him. Peanut, somebody that was straying away from this pick when it was available, was favoring the Graves. Now comes back in game 1 and 2 with this Lee Sin, just tacking more wins on the board. He's poised to be 11-0 this split with this champion. And you have to expect KT, they need to take this away.
And you think about Graves, and you think about Score, and he is a great Graves, and of course it's fun to see a nod to his old 80 carry Immortal Score days as well. But consider that Graves doesn't really make things happen, you know, even less so than someone like Rengar, who's another level 6 jungler, and Score has often been needed to bail them out of bad games and also accelerate good games, as he was able to against Samsung. Graves doesn't have that same caliber around him. Sure, if your lanes are winning and an Ash Arrow comes in, you can burst someone to death, but they went first pick Graves, and the Lee Sin seems to be the true crown jewel when it comes to jungle picks in this series.
Maybe they were going to go for Smeb for a second, but instead SKT started listening out. Drake thinks by himself, however, as Bang is just hunting in the jungle. It's the flash out, will eat that Ash Arrow, but cleanses it off immediately with the QSS.
And he doesn't see any threat anymore. He's got QSS, I mean Lulu in the pocket, Karma not far behind.
Goodbye engagement from the Malzahar. You can't flash Nethergrasp anymore, so SKT gonna fearlessly push up this mid lane again. The shield's being used onto Peanut, eating those turret shots, keeping the minions alive.
And that's the point. We need to understand at home, when you have shielding, tanking, like for example when Nautilus taking 30 turret shots, means you have the minions pushing. You don't need to commit melee champions into hitting the turret when all the minions are, and the shields will shrug off all the damage. So it is the correct play to tank turret in these scenarios.
And your wave doesn't get thinned out as you pull back, so the wave maintains staying forward, so you don't have to prep it as quickly as you normally would in that situation. Faker, really nice check here on the pawn. Damage will come out. He gets the lockdown, but the Sonius has been used. Any exit, dashes to the side. Looks like he will be able to make it out with his life, but the TP is coming in on the back side. You can see it's going to be Huni joining in the fight. Immediately gets locked down by that Nethergrass. Neptune barely going to clip him. He stays alive. The Wild Ghost keeps him popped up, has the shield from the pass, but he will go down. And Smeb kills him with a grand challenge, dashing in, looking for more. Finishes off Faker so far. It's 2 kills on the side of SKT as they go down for 3 of KT. They follow up, looking for more. They get pawn, they want score, they want the ace, and bang! It's gonna make it happen. There we go. No, this takeaway by the Lee Sin. Peanut with the triple kill, 6-0-5, and now a Baron over to SKT T1.
5 DPS champions, hell, throw in a couple more. Still no one will get anywhere near the Twitch, who has no threat on him in the backline whatsoever. The items are not there for Smeb. The threat is not there from the LeBlanc either. And the shield comp has worked a treat by SK Telecom. You fall behind the shield comp and then they have damage and shielding. Really nice burst teleport, but honestly, Mata spared this from being even worse, interrupting there being the perfect initiation from the Camille. But then you just have to decide. Remember that this fight is always going to be decided. Every fight will be decided by the Twitch, and Bang doesn't take any damage at all. He's free hitting the whole fight, and Peanut, this early into the game with a couple of DPS items, is basically a backline assassin in his own right.
Yeah, he is just popping off now on this Lee Sin. You can see the Lord Dominic's regard completed. A long sword for Bang as they get ready to come back in off this replay. Peanut is feeling quite happy with his performance thus far.
Both these players were famous in wanting to take down SK Telecom. Both Peanut and Smeb on the Rocks Tigers wanted to take down SKT Star, but they never could. Their only win ever was famously against KT Rolster, and KT did the dirty work over SKT in the semi-final. And as we talked about in the Trash Talk, there's always 2 roads you can walk in this way.
If you can't beat them, join them.
That's the one that Peanut chose. Smeb tried to be the beacon of hope on KT across with these stars, but SKT always get it done. This is the day without Bengi. There's less of those old guard members here. It's only Faker and Coma to speak of from the original days. But maybe we'll never know which of those 2 is the bigger threat. Everyone wants to say Faker, but Coma is in a league of himself as a coach as well. And right now, KT, you know, this particular game, if they somehow get to 6 items, maybe they have the damage to do it, but I can never see that happening.
Bang yet again.
The moment that I saw Bang walk up to a Malzahar Ashe and open up, I was like, okay, well, this game is escalated
kind of
quickly.
done. All right. Well, Bang, monstrous on this Twitch. 4-0-5, deathless so far. Be a nice cash-in if anyone can actually take him out, but even that might not be enough. Swing KT back into a good spot. You can see the pressure coming out here from SK Telecom on that top side of the map. With the inner turret being taken down. Do they stick around for more is the question. Smeb will get interrupted by Huni if he goes out for the teleport, but actually doesn't even have it available for about 30 more seconds.
There's no options here for KT. The Ash Arrow will be instantly cleansed.
Oh, and Huni, he's winning the exchange here. Riposte's not going to connect. Just finishes him off with the Q-Pop, the Trinity Force. So much damage coming through. Takes him out. Smeb getting executed. Huni finally finding solace for those plays back in Worlds in 2015. Peanut going in. A Wild Growth. The shields. The redemption. Not going to be in time. He does fall as Pawn picks up the kill, but now the this inhibitor has been exposed, and the members of KT are falling to the wayside. Score going down. Deft firing away as best as he can, but the double kill is there from Bang. They take him out and they'll get the inhibitor, and SKT, 4 members dead, are poised to go to match point.
In every single lane, KT is losing. SKT will end the game here. No wave clear left. as you say, regards to 2015, sent by Huni. It does not matter a single iota on this day. SKT brought the new stuff. We thought it would be KT.